terms of gameplay and controls, they all got basically the same thing. Well, not that Sonic and Shadow have been different from each other, but you know, I wanted to keep the controls the same either way, so that if you do switch characters, that wouldn't be that much of a learning curve to play the other character. So that would probably inspire you to play the game anyways. If the story didn't deprive you from it, if the story didn't make you not want to play the character, then you know the controls wouldn't either, because they're basically the same thing. So, or if you wanted to just experience the story, yeah. You know, you got the basics: homing, attack, jump, double jump for these two buttons. You know, the boost, and then air boost. I actually didn't know those were two different things, but when I looked at the manual, it said they were two different moves. So yeah, and then he's got the spin dash. I'll be using different ways than the boost, because you probably think that if you have the boost, you don't need the spin dash. And then I was bringing back the quick shield for Sonic, because I feel that there could be some good gameplay designs and stage building around it, or you have to perfectly time to get to a certain area. And then if you push the button, the move button in, then you'll drift, or perhaps sidestep if that's a better move than the drift. I don't know which one would be better in this case, so I just put drift there. The L button would be to activate stuff like activating levers and stuff like that. And then there's the other button, the other stuff that the L button does. I gave him extra moves there. These won't be necessary to utilize for the stages, so you wouldn't have to like use a tornado to hit. You wouldn't need to use the tornado to progress through the level, but they're there just for the sake of having moves, and it can be used to access other areas, but they won't be used to complete the stages. Shadow, he's got basically the same stuff as Sonic. As you can see, I gave him Chaos Spear, and then he has slow down time and teleport. And Silver's probably the only guy who'd actually have to use the L button, because I gave him the grab. But the other characters, the L button wouldn't be necessary. At least I would prefer not to be necessary, so that the controls aren't too complicated to learn. But for those people who kind of like having more options, they have more options right there. They even have upgrades that they will access through the hub worlds, which I will talk about in a second. The only other difference here, I have Shadow's boost. When he uses it in the air, he will glide. He will like fall down slower than Sonic, since his chaos powers allow him to do so. And Silver would just, when he uses the boost in the air, he'll stay on the same vertical. He'll stay on the same vertical. He'll stay on the same vertical level until he runs out of boost or crashes a wall. Hub worlds. Well, after I get to the side characters, they have moves too. I gave them. As soon as I find it. There we go. Yeah. Won't go over this too long, but they have some of the similar moves too. Change up the music. Let's go. Alright, so yeah, you can just glance over this. You can pause the video if you want to check them out in full detail. Well, I actually read them. I don't really have description on what they do, but you could probably guess what they do. They basically returns from previous stuff, except for Shade and Takar, since they never really been in a game. But they copy other characters' moves, so you could probably still know what they do. Hub worlds. So for hub worlds, yeah, they're not in color or lots of detail. But you know, you'd have the basics: the forest, the city, the mountains. I only drew 3 for some reason, but you know, you obviously have something like a beach area or the Mystic Ruins, since that's a part of the game too. Hub worlds would be small, but I would like them to be bigger than they were in Sonic DX for more exploring options. Some people don't like hub worlds, so again, there's a counter to this. If you just want to go right to the stage, there would be a pause. You'd hit the pause menu, and the stage selection screen would just go up from right there. That way, if you don't want to explore the hub worlds, which some people don't like, you don't have to. The hub worlds will just be for getting collectibles and stuff like that. You know, extra stuff. And also the upgrades. Hub worlds stages. Now stages. I didn't color these in either. I didn't really think about how to color them. I mean, they're just small pictures anyways. This would be Sonic's stage selection. Why did it get so dark? So each zone would have 2 stages, like always. Or so I should say, for most Sonic games, they have 2 stages usually for each zone. And I just kind of gave them a random set of stages. They would make sense in the story, but I brought back random ones that I just feel haven't been utilized as much. This is Shadows. But yeah, I feel like they haven't been utilized as much or still have potential to make a good stage design around. I also made a few new ones, like Forest Cave, something I don't think ever has something close to that. I mean, there's been a lot of Sonic games, so they've probably done something similar before, but never outright had a... Oh yeah, this is Silver stage selection. But yeah, I don't think they ever outright had something called Forest Cave. And for Silver, in Silver's case, he's never had a chance to go through stages like these since I brought him back from places. Mostly Sonic Heroes, Seaside Hill, Grand Metropolis. Well, basically all these have kind of basically been in Sonic Heroes. Because there's a Casino Night stage, it's called Bingo Highway. So yeah, I just feel like it'd be cool, especially for Silver, to go through these stages. Like, in Silver's case, you could probably just bring back exactly what was in Sonic Heroes and just have him go through it and see how his powers and his moveset would work in it. And I feel like that would be really cool.